What's up to the good people? Let's get it going. We not messing around tonight. We not messing around. Check in, check in, check in. We about to have us a show. We about to have us an old school show. And so check in, check in. No reason to delay. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Check in. It's a Tuesday. We doing something. We going old school. Let me just get set up. There's a gentleman. I think y'all know Stephen A. Smith. Now, no, let me just say this. No, I don't have Stephen A. Smith on the show tonight. He's a fraternity brother of mine. And you know what? We're gonna have us a good conversation about some things that's been happening. And in fact, I want to share with you, particularly there's an interview he did the other day, Cam Newton. And so I wanna dive into that with you. We're gonna have us some good conversation. If you notice, I'm in my old setup. Maybe you don't notice those kind of things, but I said, you know what? We gotta get that old school vibe back. We gotta get back to how we used to do the channel. And so it's a Tuesday. I got me some root beer, and so I'm taking it easy. Got me some root beer, some water. Going old school, old school. What am I smoking on? I got me a Master Blend 3. And so let's go, let's go, let's go. Check in, my friends. Check in. We're gonna dive right into this. We just having us an old school rise and grind kind of show. There ain't nobody else on the planet that can do what we do. And we have a lot of fun doing it. So I got me this Master Blend 3. Got me some root beer. The people are checking in. Everybody want to know, what's he talking about? Stephen A. Smith. And so we just gonna have us a good old conversation. Again, let me make sure it's clear. No, I'm not having a conversation with Stephen A. Smith. He is my fraternity brother. He's lend some wisdom. He has lend some good counsel. But particularly, I want to just I want us. We can come together, have us this good conversation. And so let's get it going. Again, I'm smoking me a Master Blend 3. I'm hoping the sound is good. I don't feel like messing around. I don't feel like delaying this. We here. And we're gonna do this. We're gonna have us a good time. And so, mic check, sound check. Let me know. Feel different. I always feel different. Every show I feel different. I feel like something's off. Maybe that's just my paranoia. What's up, Tito? What's up, everybody? Check on in. Tito's here. Y'all Sounds is here. What's up? What's up? Want you to know we're doing this live today. We'll be back. We're doing another live on Sunday. We dropping content on you. We're dropping something tomorrow. Doing a fun video tomorrow. Tomorrow's video is entitled Best Cigars for the Apocalypse. So everyone's worried. Everyone's scared. Everyone's talking about, oh, what's gonna happen? We got a new virus. And so all right, fine. Best cigar in the event of another apocalypse, in the event of another, what do we call this? Pandemic. Best cigar to smoke as the world is falling all around you. What's the best cigar to smoke? And so we'll be sharing that. We're gonna talk about some underdog cigars, some underrated cigars. What's up, Peter? I'm glad you're here, my friend. Glad my friends are here. I got some big announcements, some things to share with you guys. I've been sharing it, but we'll continue to share it. We'll continue to talk about it. And this is why I get so excited about the channel. This is why I'm so excited and particular about my content. One of the things I've been sharing with you guys is I've been saying, look, if you're following, you might want to subscribe. If you're watching, you might want to subscribe. Tito sipping on some Elijah Craig with an EP Carrillo Encore. Enjoy. We were doing this whole Legends of Cigars, and I'm gonna return to that maybe in about a week or two. I know you're gonna love Sunday's show. You're gonna love Sunday's show. You're gonna like tonight's show. So tonight we talking about what will my frat brother, what did Stephen A. Smith teach me? What Stephen A. Smith got to say? We're gonna talk about that, have a little conversation about that. And then I just watched the roast of Kevin Hart. And I'm the type. Thank you, my brother, for the mic check. Thanks for the video check. I'm always checking my camera, checking my angles, checking the lights. I just saw the roast of Kevin Hart. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was awesome. Let me know if you check that out. My heart dropped when Cat Williams came up there. And so we're going to talk about that on Sunday. On Sunday, we're going to dive into that, have that conversation. There's some conversations that we got to have, and this is why I've been telling you guys, with my content, I want you to be subscribed. I want you, listen, a lot of people watch, and then you may notice this. I take down my lives. That's just something that I'm doing. I'm taking the lives down. I'm going to set it up eventually where only my subscribers can watch the lives. And so I know some of you've been reaching out to me saying, what happened to the last live? I can't find the last lives. I'm taking them down. I'm only leaving. I make a lot of content, and that's good. Content is good. But I'm more focused on building up a community. And I say that, and I know some of y'all like, oh, he say that all the time, but no, I'm for real. To me, it ain't even just about content, it's about building a community. And what I realized, a lot of people was just watching the content and they wasn't really part of the community. My videos is one thing. It's cool. Everybody can watch the videos. You know, it's just a video about a cigar. Who cares? If you like it, you don't like it, hit like, you hit dislike, leave a comment. But when we have these conversations, this ain't for everybody. It's for us. And so I do this for us, for the uses, for the good men, the good women. I do this for us. And I'm just really particular about controlling that. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe, because eventually I'm going to get to the point where only subscribers can watch the live and engage with the live. And so that's where we're going to be going it. So now what you're just seeing is I'm just taking down the lives and I'm going to put them back up just for us, just for the subscribers. The conversations that we are having and will continue to have is so much for us. I just got to protect it. So what's up, everybody? I'm enjoying me. This cigar just lit it up, obviously. Just loving this Master Blend 3, smoking deliciously. And I got it with some root beer. Plain old-fashioned root beer. No alcohol for me tonight. Root beer, some water, a cigar. I'm going to keep it Oliva. If I smoke a second cigar, then it's going to be this Oliva. I got a Series V Melanio. So content's coming out. Let me check in with the good people. What's up? Doing it, Slayer? What's going on? What's up, my frat brother? I'm talking about our other frat brother, Stephen A. Smith. Just sharing some nuggets. And what I'm going to do, because I like to make everything public, I'll share with you some of the things he said publicly, particularly when he went on the Cam Newton show. And we're going to have some conversation. And so what's up, everybody? Check in. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hype this. Let's get us going. So as you light your cigar, hit like. As you get in the room, say what's up to everybody. Just check in. Let us know what you're sipping on, what you're drinking on. What's up, my friend Vigilante? He got him a San Cristobal with a Guinness Stout. That sounds delicious. You know, yesterday I played golf. I just left work. On a was it Monday? I went and played golf. I got a lot of holes in. I got maybe about 15 holes in before the sunset. Play with these guys, some engineers, and they had some beers. I didn't go to play. I don't drink beers like that, but they had some beers. They had some stouts and some ales. I ended up with this Belgian ale. It's pretty good. And I thought to myself, I haven't had a beer in a long time, but it's summertime. All right, everybody, keep checking on in. Look, we just started. I'm gonna just all right, I'll leave the band on in case people like to see the band, Master Blend 3, but the band can come right off. In fact, the band is just sitting loose. All right, Donut Slayer got him a My Father Blue. Oh, it's your birthday. Everybody, give a shout out. Give a happy birthday. Everybody. Happy birthday to Donut Slayer. Happy birthday. Let's all give a happy birthday to my friend Donut Slayer 77. Happy birthday. Enjoy that My Father Blue. Y'all sounds got a Chamoli Pangu. I'm loving that cigar. And I've seen that they've got it in a double Corona size, which is one of my most favorite sizes. And so enjoy, my friend. Messy Thrills got him a Principal. One of the reasons why I say I must just protect my platform in some regards. What do I mean by that? As we give our happy birthdays to Donut. What's up, Donut? Great support of the channel. I appreciate you, my friend. I appreciate you guys rocking out. I'm going to make sure the channel is more just for us. I think a lot of times I just want to say stuff and I find myself holding back and I don't want to say it because I don't want to be judged. I don't want the stuff we're going to say. It ain't about making fun of nobody. It ain't about poking holes at no one. It's just about us being honest. If you the kind of man, you rise and you grind. I don't just say that lightly. If that's what you really do, this channel's for you. But if you the kind of person, man or woman, you always complaining about something, you the kind of person, man or woman, you always talking about how the system got you, the man's got you, the economy has got you. If you always complaining about something, this is a channel for people who you gonna get up off your ass and make it happen. That's why the channel's called Rise and Grind. We don't mess around. Yeah, did I go to work today? Yeah, worked 10 hours a day. Came home, ate like half my dinner, and now I'm doing a live. That's Rise and Grinding. After this, I'm gonna go work out, probably edit some videos, go to sleep, and wake up 5 a.m. tomorrow. That's rising and grinding. That everybody don't live like that. And again, that's how I live. I don't, I work 6 days a week because I'm a pastor, and all day long I'm working, I'm rising, I'm grinding. Now, I chose this life. I chose to live like this. Nobody made me live like this. I was sitting outside the other day. My wife came out. She's like, "What you thinking about?" And I'm sitting outside. Yeah, my backyard is nice. I'm sitting out here. And I said, I made it. I came from the bottom, came from nothing, and I made it. And I said, the best thing about it? I never took nothing from nobody. Ain't asked nobody for nothing, ain't borrowed nothing, ain't dependent on nobody for nothing. I just rise and grind. That's the only way. Well, that's the only way I know. And so if you got an inheritance or if you were born with a silver spoon, I'm happy for you, but all I know is work, hustle, survival. just getting it out the mud. And finally you get to a point where you're like, I got it. I got it out the mud. I worked my ass off. And then you say, well, damn, I got to maintain it. And so, yeah, I got to keep it up. I got to work even harder. That's the grind. That's life. But there ain't no time to sit around crying about it. There ain't no time to talk about the economy, the government, Elon Musk. Nah. When I hear about Elon Musk, in fact, I was listening on NPR as I was driving home. And they were saying how Elon Musk right now, I'm not trying to get all political. They're saying how Elon Musk is like suing the ChatGPT guys, whoever, OpenAI. And he's suing them because he's like, I started this. This is my company. And they said the numbers. When they said the numbers, I'm like, okay, he's suing them. And they said he's suing them because he put $30 million into it when it started. And now it's worth like $1 trillion. I mean, I'm driving in my car from work and I'm like, wait a minute. There's trillions of dollars out there. There's people who trying to get trillions. And so that made me say, wait a minute, wait. There's trillions of dollars out there. And sometimes I think we sitting here arguing over scraps. We sitting here talking about, let me go buy a cigar. Let me. There's folks out here trying to get trillions. And so forget billions. Forget millions. They on to trillions. And so what does that make me say? That makes me say, look, I might drive to my house and say, oh, I made it. I got it out the mud. I live in a nice house, nice neighborhood. I'm like, dang, there's trillions. There's folks out here got trillions of dollars and mad about it, trying to get more. And so now it's not about money. I'm a preacher. I'm going to tell you, the love of money is the root of all evil. It ain't about money. But if we're going to be honest as men, we do have markers. We do have standards. We got ways that we look and say, hey, you know, how am I doing? Like what's going on in life? And if another dude talking about getting trillions, and it creates a marker where you say, well, damn, is there something I need to be doing? Is there another level I need to at least be aware of? Now, will I ever become a trillionaire? Most likely not, but and let me know, have you heard that? Did you know that? Did you know that there's folks out here, OpenAI, they in the trillions of dollars. And so what that does for me, it makes me say, hey man, look, I need to be rising and grinding. I need to be getting it. I need to be working. I need to handle my business. Everyone's talking about the virus is coming and this. Listen, there ain't nothing that's going to stop me from doing what I'm supposed to do for my family. I done put 2 kids through college. I got a 3rd one on the way. Well, as far as going to college, she's a freshman in high school. A man just handles it. Just takes care of his business. Ain't no complaining. Ain't no crying. Ain't no crying about this. You take care of your family. You take care of your health. You take care of your wealth. You work. You make it happen. And I'm saying all that why? Because what I think is that I think this. If I got this mindset that I have and I'm saying the things I'm saying and folks is listening, and if you ain't vibing with that, it's going to come across like, I don't know, like it's obnoxious or it's toxic or it's unhealthy or whatever words they used to throw around. If I come on here and say, look, get up off your ass, go work, get you a second job, work 60, 80 hours a week, take care of your family, make it happen. Ain't no excuses. I don't care about the economy. Go and get it. If I say that and you a man like me, you just listen like, yeah, that's the only way. Yeah, duh. But if you a different kind of guy if you cut from a different kind of cloth, when a guy like me says these things, then you're like, you get offended and you get upset. And so I don't want to have to keep editing what I say and saying it in a way that people will, I don't know. I want to just be able to just be truthful and be honest. And so again, that's why I want when we have our lives, we ain't got to worry about, definitely don't have to worry about trolls and those kind of things, but don't have to worry about the naysayers. If I get on here right now and I say, look, man, I'm trying to make $1 trillion. I want to be around people that's going to support and say, all right, well, you go get you your trillion. That's how we think. And so it's very important what kind of environment you've created. Have you created an environment where people are going to encourage you, support you? And so that's why I said all that to say. I'm going to be changing a lot about the channel, particularly about the live streams. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and make sure you're subscribed. Now, let me dive into this. And so Stephen A., my brother says, cool, nowcast. He says, you got to get, I know the song, but I'm trying to read it. You got to go out, get up and get something. Don't let the days of your life pass you by. You got to get up, go out and get something. And don't be just sitting around asking why. Don't let life pass you by. Look, I think some of us, we just cut from a different cloth. Yeah, I grew up listening to Outkast, Goody Mob. I grew up listening into Big Mike. I grew up listening to music, even Jay-Z, the Nas's. Everything inspired me. And the people I grew up listening to, I was watching Jay-Z do an interview the other day. Dude was a billionaire. In fact, I was going to do a whole show on Dame Dash. He was talking about Jay-Z. And I'm like, dang, you still talking about Jay-Z? Jay-Z is now a billionaire. The people I grew up watching, I remember when Reasonable Doubts dropped. I think 1992. Jay-Z was talking about stuff. And it seemed crazy. It seemed ridiculous. It seemed like, no, what you're saying is impossible. And now the guy's a billionaire, married to a billionaire, done made 2 other billionaires. You see why it's so important to curate the environment that you're in? You see why Jay-Z couldn't be messing with Dame Dash right now? Because Dame Dash sitting there taking his teeth out of his mouth and doing rock and roll and just trying to find himself as a grown man talking about Jay-Z all the time. I think Jay-Z at some point had to say, look, the level I'm trying to get to, Dame Dash, Beanie Siegel, all y'all, I'm trying to get to that next level. I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to get it. I got my kids to worry about. I'm trying to be married. I'm trying to be happily married. I'm trying to live in peace. Jay-Z, I think, had to change his environment. And now he's a billionaire. And so, and again, I'm big into who I let around me. I'm big into what spaces I go into. Everybody can't just text me and call me. My time isn't for everybody. And my channel ain't for everybody. And so, yes, I put out a lot of content. A lot of people watch it. But that ain't why I'm even here. And so I'm here for us. I keep saying all this. Why? Because, so make sure you subscribe, because soon, if you're not subscribed, you're going to be like, Dame, how come he don't do his lives anymore? And that's just because you don't have access to it. Because I only want us here, so we can have these kind of conversations. And so I think that's the intro. We're gonna dive into this. We're 24 minutes in. Make sure you then hit the like button. Let's help the algorithm. Let our friends know we here. What's up, Mr. J? I'm smoking on a Master Blend 3, drinking some root beer. And we're going to talk about my frat brother, Mr. Stephen A. Smith. Talk about some of the things he said. And so I'm gonna do this. And I hope it works. I hope the technology works out. Because when I tried it earlier, I couldn't hear it. Well, Mr. J, we're glad you're here. You here, we're in the right place. So this for the risers and the grinders. If you're the kind of guy you sit around and complain about stuff, if the system is holding you back, then yeah, this ain't for you. This for the man that's gonna get up off their ass and get it. Ain't nothing gonna stop you. All right. So let's do this.
Don't come to me trying to put new expectations on me because I finally got the paper that validates the work that I've done for decades. I earned this shit. Nobody give this to me. I work my ass off. Nobody can question that. Nobody can question my work ethic and what I accomplished and the muck and mire that I had to endure to climb this ladder and get to where I got. We're sitting up here as black people constantly talking about how we want our just due and we want what we've earned and we want what we deserve. And then a brother come along and do it and now you want to sit up here and place new expectations because I'm the one that made it. Fuck that. That's not right. I'm doing what I've always done. I didn't change.
Yo, what's good with it? What's poppin'? What it is, what it ain't, what it could be, what it should be, what it would be. Cam doing the song, Mr. Boogie Doll, here with another episode. Yo, what's good with it? What's poppin'? What it is. Yo, what's good with it? What's poppin'? Yo, what's good with it? What's poppin'? Yo, what's good with it?
Don't come to me trying to.
All right. Now I hope y'all was able to hear that. Let me know if you were able to hear Stephen A. with the intro there. Reason why I said I hope you can hear it because I can't hear it on my end. So let me know if you were able to hear that. What's up, Mr. Cash? What's up, everybody? Let me know. Put that in the chat. Let me know. Were you able to hear Mr. Stephen A? Were you able to hear it? Because again, I don't know what's going on. When I play the video, I can see it, but I can't hear it. I want to make sure you can hear it. And so what I'm going to be doing is just playing some of these clips. All right. So you can hear me right now and you were able to hear the video. All right. So you can hear me and you were able to hear Stephen A. And that's what I want to dive into. I want to talk. Now I got to do this by memory. I got to do this based on how I remember what I thought he said and what I remember him saying. Stephen A. talks about, I had to get it. I had to do the work. We see him now. We see him on First Take. And some people say, oh, well, he just got this big contract with ESPN and he's rich. What you don't remember is the Philadelphia Inquirer or whoever he used to work for. There was a beat writer. In fact, I think he used to do high school games. This guy got it out the mud. He... Going way back. I'm going to age myself. I'm 46 years old. I remember watching. So there wasn't always just this ESPN and SportsCenter and all the stuff we have now. Back in the days, there wasn't 24/7 sports. And so he was on stuff like CNN, SI, and he was on all these different sports shows. Just working. He covered the Philadelphia 76ers. He was there when Allen Iverson was there. Just working. He got fired from jobs. Kept on working. Kept his integrity. Kept doing his thing. If you may notice, Stephen A., he's obviously not he played basketball in college, but he's not an athlete. Well, he played basketball in college. I don't want to take that away from him. That means he was a great athlete. but he wasn't a professional athlete. This guy has become by far just the #1 name in sports media. Wasn't even a professional athlete himself. Did it just by getting it out the mud, rising, grinding, working, got fired from jobs, got back on his feet, just did the work. I got a mantra that I say, outwork everybody. And again, that's why this show could only be for us. It ain't for everybody. Outwork everybody. That's my mindset in life. That's my mindset in everything. Outwork everybody. When I look at a guy like Stephen A. Smith, you know what I watch? I watched the roast of Kevin Hart on Sunday night. Kevin Hart just outworked everybody, and I'm gonna do a whole show on that, talking about how do you get to be the GOAT? How do you get to be Tom Brady? How you gotta outwork everybody. We like to talk about Michael Jordan, and some people are just gifted athletes. Well, Michael Jordan, just a gifted athlete. Tom Brady, it's just the guy's like a Greek god. I mean, he's just a gifted athlete. LeBron James, come on, 6'8", pure muscle. But then there's guys like Stephen A. Smith. I mean, he don't even have an athletic build, truth be told. Wasn't a professional athlete, just outworked everybody. We're in a day and age, as you look at the Shannon Sharps and you look at all the different former athletes who are now commentators, that was his competition. And he just outworked them. You look at Kevin Hart, and again, I'm going to do a whole show just talking about Kevin Hart being the GOAT. I'll do that on Sunday. Kevin Hart. How are you going to let somebody who, the dude is like 5 foot even, and now he's an action star, taking away roles from big old 6'5" action superstars, because he outworked everybody. There's all these other comedians and people way more talented, but a guy like Kevin Hart just outworked everybody. Stephen A. just outworked everybody. And it's not even a debate. If I was to say to you, who's the top name in media? Back in the days, it was Bob Costas. It's by far Stephen A. Let me know if you agree with me. Let me know who is the top name when it comes to sports media. Let me know. Is there a name that I'm missing? Because yes, Bob Costas used to cover the World Series, and I remember Marv Albert used to cover basketball. But is there another name? Is there anyone bigger, better than Stephen A. Smith? The guy just outworked everyone. That is what success looks like. He didn't screw nobody over. Didn't cheat the system. Didn't cheat the game. Didn't get a leg up. It wasn't like Allen Iverson said, "Oh, Stephen A's my guy. Put him on." Nah, Stephen A just outworked everybody. He went through it all. Worked at Fox. Worked at CNN. And some of you like, CNN had a sports media group? Yeah. Just did the work. And the only reason why I talk about my channel is just because that's the only place and way that you know me. When I came into this thing, my mindset is I'm just going to outwork everybody. I'm just, am I going to be the most knowledgeable on cigars? No. I'm going to just work harder than everybody else. Am I going to get in with the industry and the brands? And no, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to work harder than everybody. I mean, that's my mindset. Am I the most talented? Am I the best? Am I the most gifted? Am I the most charismatic? No. But I'm going to outwork everybody. And when I look at just I guess you can say not so much the data, but I look at channels that's like 3 times bigger than mine. I look at channels that have been doing it for like 5 years, 10 years. And I look and I say, look, I need to be putting up better numbers than them. When you look at the cigar space, my channel is about 3 years old. I've been doing cigar consistently, probably for like a year and a half or so. But in my mind, I need to be putting out better numbers than people who've been doing this for 10, 15, 20 years. I'm going to outwork everybody. I don't care if you just started. I don't care if you 20 times bigger than me. I don't care if you got a production studio behind you. I don't care. My mindset is I'm going to outwork everyone. And that's in all regards. And so this is the mindset. And again, is it a competition? It ain't even a competition because it's just how I'm built. It's how I'm cut. LeBron James doesn't wake up and say, oh, I'm going to go beat the other guys. No, he just knows I'm going to win. Now, he lost. I mean, his team lost. The Lakers are out. But hopefully you can see the point that I'm making. Some of us, we just cut from a different cloth. And that's why I want to make sure this channel is curated for us, people like us. And my message to you, sure, I'll talk about my channel. I'm showing you Stephen A. Smith. I can talk about Kevin Hart. I can talk about athletes. I think we like to talk about athletes, but what I always want to do is bring it home and say, all right, well, look in your own life. Look at what you're doing. If you're an accountant, real estate agent, if you're a construction worker, an electrician, be the best you can possibly be. If I was an electrician, my mindset would be, look, this city is mine. There ain't a light bulb that's going to get changed if I ain't the one changing it. I'm getting all the contracts, all the jobs. If I was a plumber, my mindset would be, look, I'm going to be the best plumber in this whole town. I'm unclogging all of the toilets. If I was a plumber, I'm coming home smelling like crap every day because that's just the mindset that I've got. This mindset of show up, handle it, rise, grind. And so it don't matter what you do. In fact, help me out here. Go ahead in your own way. I mean, let me know, what do you do for a living or what's the thing that you do? Because I'm really concerned about who are we? And so if you an accountant, again, I'm not trying to find out all your life unless you want to share, but go ahead, put that in the chat. Let me know. What's the occupations of the people that's watching this? Because it helps me, because my channel is for the people. So I want to know, look, if you're like, look, I'm a teacher. I'm trying to be the best teacher in the whole district. Hey, I'm a tax attorney. I'm trying to be the best lawyer in the whole city. Whatever it is you're doing, I don't see how you live life not trying to be the best at it. And that's what Stephen A. did. And so just watching his life, and the problem is we tend to only see after. We're like, oh, he just got a big contract. Oh, he just got $100 million contract with ESPN. Oh, he got First Take. Oh, he got his own channel. He got his own podcast. People say, oh, he's going to now run for office. He's going to go political, whatever. This is a man who had the same chances you and I had. He just rose to it. What's up, Big Manny? Big Manny's a law enforcement sergeant. That's what's up. Be the best you can be. If you're a cop, you're a service member. Whatever it is you're doing. Listen, I'll tell you this. And this is why the channel has to be a certain way, because when we have these conversations, if you got like a different mindset, then you listen to a guy like me and you're like, oh, he bragging on stuff. Not realizing, nah, I ain't bragging. I'm showing you the receipts. I went into the Marine Corps at 17 years old. By the time I was 20, I was a Marine Corps sergeant. And so in 3 years, I got promoted like 5 times. I went from private to private first class, the lance corporal, the corporal, the sergeant in 3 years. I was a Marine Corps sergeant at the age of 20. I couldn't even buy alcohol. Marine Corps sergeant, well decorated. That's getting it out the mud. That's a mindset that says whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna be the best to do this thing. And again, it's not a competition. It wasn't like I was competing with my other Marines, but it's a mindset that says that, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm here. I done took the vow. I done put this uniform on. And so I'm working it. That's how I worked as a Marine. I showed up every day. I got up in the morning. We would run our 3 miles and work out. And you know what I did for lunch? I went to the gym and worked out. And then I ironed my uniform and shined my boots at lunch so that on the second half of the day, I looked just as good as I did on the first half of the day. And when I got out of work, you know what I did? I went back to the gym and worked out and then worked on aspects of being a Marine, my drill, my rifle movements and all that stuff. So yeah, when I got promoted, nobody was shocked and surprised. They know that, yeah, this guy is not messing around. You got to have that mindset that says, look, I'm going to do this. I ain't messing around. I'm here. That's what Stephen A did. And I think what I love about, that's why I'm leaving his picture up so we can look at it and see and say, hey, look, this is a regular looking dude. Regular size man. Just a regular guy. There's people out here doing stuff like this. And that's the kind of stuff I look at and I say, well, dang. Let me step up. Enrique, business owner, dad, family man. I know you're doing good, my friend. And I pray for you. I salute you. So first thing my frat brother taught me is, hey, man, success is earned. I live my life in such a way where nobody can say I took nothing from nobody. Again, even look from the standpoint of the channel. There ain't a person that can say, oh, yeah, his channel blew up because this or that or this person or that person or this thing. Love me or hate me, but you gotta say Rise and Grind works his ass off. In fact, that's and you saw the last live stream. I had a guy, a cigar brand owner, who I said all kind of, bad things about his cigars. You guys saw it last week. I said all kind of horrible things about the guy's cigars. The guy's on the live stream. And he says, hey, man, look, he says, you work hard. You put out a lot of content. Keep doing what you're doing. He says, much shouts out to you. I live in such a way that there ain't a whole lot of people. There's people who may not like me, but ain't nobody disrespecting me. There's no one that looks and says, hey, this guy doesn't work. And so all the success that this channel has had is 100% hard work. There ain't no, oh, he went viral and he got a moment, and nah, it's just outworked everybody. And that's the goal. Just outwork everybody. As I operate, again, I'm doing cigar content. So what do? I look and see, okay, who's doing cigar videos? I'm like, okay, Cigar Hound Dog does videos. Okay. All right. He does a video. He gets like, 2,000-3,000 views on a video. I'm like, hey, I need to be getting 2,000-3,000 views on a video. Now, some would say, well, dude, his channel's like, he got like 5,000. Dude been doing it way longer, got more subscribers, more videos, more. In my mind, I don't even see that. In my mind, I'm like, look, if he doing it, I should be able to do it. I'm doing a live stream with y'all, rocking out with y'all right now, doing this live stream. I'm like, man, you know what? At the end of the live stream, I want to have 1,000 views at the end of the live stream. I'm like, Cigars Unbanded, they get like 1,000 views. Now, some might say, well, dude, they got like 10 people. They got a whole squad, a whole crew. They got brands supporting them. I'm like, I don't care. Me, one dude, I'm going to do it too. I'm going to work hard until I get to that point. I'm going to just do the work. That's a mindset that you got to have. And I think too often we looking for a leg up. We looking for somebody to hook us up. We looking for a way in. I'm like, ain't no way in. I'm just going to work hard and just outwork everybody until, and again, it's not a competition. I think that's what a lot of people just can't understand because they just ain't cut from that same cloth. It ain't a competition when you say to yourself, look, I'm going to be the best. And that's what Stephen A did. All right, so let's continue on. Let's continue on. I'm looking at this interview that he did. He covered a lot of things as he did this interview with Cam Newton. It was a pretty good interview. And the reason why he did the interview, if you don't know, he did the interview because Cam Newton did an interview essentially with his, I guess you can say his enemy. There's a guy called, I think, Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock is also, and I watch a lot of Jason Whitlock stuff. He's a bit of a conservative mind, Christian man. I mean, I could listen to him for a little while. Jason Whitlock, I guess he's cool. Sometimes he can be a bit too much for me. Him and Stephen A don't get along. And so Cam Newton did an interview with Jason Whitlock. And Cam felt a little way about it, you know? I mean, Stephen A felt a little way about it. And some people were like, well, Stephen A put Cam Newton on as far as a media personality. Some people said, well, you shouldn't have let Jason Whitlock on your show. And so a lot of people started attacking Cam Newton, saying, where's your loyalty? And so that led to a whole discussion about loyalty and betrayal. And so Ryan Clark got into it, and all the different media personalities got into it, and people were looking at Cam Newton like, oh, you weren't being loyal. And so I just want to just play this little clip right here. And now I got to do this by memory because I'm not going to be able to hear it. But Stephen A talks about loyalty, about betrayal. Let's check this out.
Y'all, really? See, people think that this last year has been hard for me, and it has been. It's been one of the hardest years of my life, but it's not for the reasons people think. It's the betrayal. That is one thing I don't get over very easy. It doesn't matter to me. Like I told you before, you called me, we talked with him. Good. Even before then I was mad because I never felt betrayed. I just felt that y'all could have done a better job of asking them questions about me. That's it. But I never felt betrayed. But when I feel betrayed, bro.
Who did?
I said what?
Who did?
No, I'm just saying. But I'm saying, like, bro, it could be.
And so, hopefully that helped you. Again, I can't even hear it. I got to really go work on this technology. But hopefully you got what I wanted you to hear as it played. Stephen A, look, he made it. The guy worked hard, didn't bother nobody. There's no stories about Stephen A stabbing anybody in the back. There's no stories about Stephen A betraying anybody. If you heard anything negative, go ahead, put that in the chat. Stephen A has covered all these athletes. Ain't nobody ever said, you know, he did me wrong. Ain't no other commentator said he did me wrong. Ain't no company got beef with Stephen A. Stephen A just did it right. Worked hard, did it the right way. And you know what happens? Hey, the brothers of my complexion on here. Shouts out to everybody, but the people, the sun-kissed brothers, we know how we is. And we know what Stephen A is going through. Because and this may sound preposterous if you listen to it, but there's some cultures where you can't do too good. You can't have too much success now. There's some mindsets, and this is why we gotta really. This is why I can't talk to everybody. There's some mindsets where if you make it and you have some success, you get looked at in a different way. I know. As I say to you, like that's insane. Like listen. There's some cultures. And let me know if I'm right about it. Yeah, y'all being all quiet, getting this good content. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. But let me know if you know what I'm talking about. There's some environments, if you make it, if you rise, if you grind, if you get it, if you start succeeding, if you get to that Stephen A level, then your people might not even mess with you no more. Stephen A from Philly. No. He covered Philly. I think he's from New York. There's some neighborhoods. You get too successful, you going back to the neighborhood, they look at you different, like you did something wrong. There's some environments where if the whole culture can look at you different. We used to love Jay-Z. Ain't nobody. Jay-Z was. It was clear. Jay-Z is the best rapper. Jay-Z is our guy. It was clear. It was well understood. But Jay-Z hit that next level of fame, that next level of success. Deal with Live Nation. You know, essentially producing the Super Bowl. When you get to that level, when you cross over, as they call it, there's some cultures where if you be too successful, you get too successful, all of a sudden, they don't even mess with you no more. I mean, I know this listen, I'm from the bottom. Y'all know my story. Y'all know my background. You know where I'm from. If you start working, you start rising and grinding, and I say something like, oh yeah, I played golf yesterday. If I say that in the wrong place, if I go to my family and we chilling, hanging out, and I'm like, oh yeah, I played golf yesterday, and I'm talking about my family back home. There's some environments where that's like, oh damn, you be playing golf and stuff. If I say, oh yeah, I live here, I live at this address in this neighborhood in this city. There are some environments where if you get too successful, some folks will look down on you for that. Nobody had a problem with Stephen A. his whole career. Now that he signed a big old contract, now everything is an issue. After he signed a big contract, and notice what he said in that clip. After he signed a big contract, all of a sudden, Matt Barnes got a problem with Stephen A. Smith. All of a sudden, Steven Jackson got a problem with Stephen A. Smith. All of a sudden, everybody got a problem with Stephen A. Smith. I talked earlier about, you got to rise and grind and just outwork everybody. Get it out the mud. But what I do have to leave with you and make sure you know and understand is that comes at a price. Because everybody does not want to see you succeed. I'll tell you this, because it's what I do. You only know me from the platform. And I can also, in every regards, as you can even see, as you watch this, and I just sometimes the sermon just preaches itself. Again, make sure y'all hitting the like button. Make sure you engaging. For those who watch it now, when my channel was a little bit smaller, I got a whole lot more support from other channels. That's what I'm getting at. When the channel was just starting my lives, just about every other channel would be on. I mean, I would have like half the live would just be other channels. Because when you starting out, when you're trying to make it, when you're small, you get all the support in the world. But as soon as you cross over and get to that next level, as soon as you become big, as soon as you make it, listen, there are channels, and I'm gonna say this, there's like black channels, there's black cigar content channels who they don't like me. Why? Ain't no good reason. It's the price of success. I'm willing to bet. If you was to go, and I'm spilling the beans. I'm not drinking. I'm just drinking root beer. Drinking root beer on a Tuesday night. Most of the, I would say, the black cigar content channels, they don't rock with me. Just like how the Matt Barnes and the Steven Jacksons. I saw Matt Barnes and he did like a little whatever you call it. He uploaded a clip and he's like, Stephen A, we don't F with you no more, man. And then Steven Jackson did another one. He said, Stephen A, we don't F with you no more, man. You not for the culture no more, man. Who has done more for the culture than Stephen A. Smith? The guy literally does HBCUs. The guy literally shines a platform. He has literally made ESPN pretty much like a black channel. I mean, look at all the people who he has on there. The guy had Cameron on there just the other day. But if you get too successful, in some cultures, if you get too successful, if you start to make it a little too much, then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, we don't F with you no more, man. You done sold out. You ain't real no more. Stephen A was just known for being cool, hip. He from wherever, Bronx or Brooklyn. We all knew that. But when he got successful, now the big thing is, and here's what they do. Listen, what's happening to him? This is my frat brother, so I'm just speaking the truth. The two things they do. I'm speaking the truth. And some people be like, oh, you don't share family business publicly. That's why I can't have the live beef for everybody. Because the stuff I want to say, I don't want to have to filter it. I'm talking to my friends, to my people, to the people who know what I'm saying. And if what I'm saying, listen, don't just be sitting here watching this. If what I'm saying is right, go ahead and engage. Y'all just sitting here watching, ain't making a comment. Go ahead, let me know. Come on, let's fill up the comments. I bet you if I was said, oh, I'm giving out free this or free that, y'all be typing. So engage with the content. Y'all here watching. Let me know if what I'm saying is true. Am I off base? Am I lying? Because there's some people that be like, oh man, you don't talk family business publicly, but I'm gonna talk about it publicly because I don't work my ass off, and I know what comes with that. And I'm sharing this. Look, my life is, I'm set. I'm good. I'm gonna ride my life off into the sunset. Everything worked out for me. But I'm doing this to share with maybe a young man who's trying to rise and grind. He's trying to get to that next level. And I'm letting you know what you're gonna face when you get there. You can hear me say it. I'm saying it very directly. And I want to say this so that when you face it, you're not all shocked and surprised. Because your culture tells you, you want to do right by the culture. You want to do the right thing. So you probably, go off to college, get you your degree. You figure, look, I'm going to do the right thing. I got love for the hood, but I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to work hard. Maybe get that promotion at work. I'm going to do the right thing. Maybe buy a house. You just trying to do the right thing. But if you keep doing the right thing, all of a sudden you're going to find yourself climbing and climbing and climbing. And that's going to distance you from the quote unquote culture. Now, at first you're going to be thinking like, okay, well, I don't live in the neighborhood anymore. I moved away, I got new interests, new hobbies. I'm still me, right? And the moment's going to shock you when the culture is like, nah, man, we don't F with you no more. And you're like, why? What'd I do? And that's why Stephen A says, I didn't change. Y'all changed. I've been rising and grinding. I've been trying to get the bag. I've been trying to do this. Stephen A said, I've been trying to do this for 30 years. It ain't me that changed. The only problem is I finally made the bag. I finally became successful. And now y'all don't like it. That's We call that crab in the barrel. Vigilantes say first they try to tease you, they belittle you, try to make you look like you're a traitor or you changed. And I'll tell you to play. I'll tell you to play. I can tell you, and listen, and I'm saying this, listen, I'm good. I mean, after you go through it, you're like, okay, you know, you learn how to deal with it, and you learn, okay, all right, well, I'm look, I started the show off talking about Elon Musk trying to get trillions. And so I'm like, damn, it's trillions out there. So I'm old enough to say, nah, man, well, forget what they talking about. Let's just keep climbing. But again, I'm saying this and doing this whole show for that young brother who he don't know this, you know, he don't know any better. He don't know. He just shocked. He like, damn, how come they don't like me no more? How come they don't invite me no more? How come they don't rock with me no more? I mean, literally, my culture, they'll stop inviting you to the picnic and invite somebody else to the picnic, if you know what I'm talking about. It's a mindset. The play, and I'm saying this, and you can watch this play out. It ain't gonna be hard to see it when it happens. Stephen A. We remember him 30 years ago. Just a beat writer. I remember, yeah, he would cover little stories. I remember saying, look at this brother. He's so cool, you know? That was back in the days. CNN SI, way back in the days. Fox Sports, you know, way back in the days. But then he just kept grinding. And we all saw it. We saw, you know, him and Skip. We saw it, and then it was just him. Here's the play, young man. I'm telling you this. Whether this gets likes or views, I'm telling you this. Here's the play. The first play, and this is what they do. The first play is gonna be you gay. That's the first play. I don't know why that's the play. That's gonna be the first play. The first play, when you get successful, when you rise and grind and you make it, that's the first attack. The first attack's gonna be your sexuality. I don't know why that is. That's just the first play because they understand in our culture, that's like the easy way to knock a, you know, to get a guy. He gay. He gay. Look at him. He gay. I think he gay. He must be gay. Oh yeah, he gay. It don't make no sense. It doesn't make any sense, but that's the play. That's going to be the first play. But then a guy like Stephen A., we see him with the ladies. In fact, on this, he talks about, you know, I mean, you seen it with the ladies. You know, you get a sense that this man, all right, he's not a gay man. All right. When the gay play doesn't work, that's going to be the first one they hit you with. The next play, and I didn't write their playbook. This is the playbook. First going to be he gay. The second thing's going to be, oh, he Republican. That's the play. That's the play. And I know you watching like, wait a minute. That's the play. Yeah, that's the play. I think he conservative. Yeah. I think he a Trump supporter. Yep, he a Trump supporter. That's the play. That's the number one play. I mean, if you watch, I'm just talking to my people. Listen, did you watch the roast of Kevin Hart? That's the play. That's when they talk about Cher Underwood. Oh, she a black Republican. Like it's a joke. It's like but it's a play. It's a way to knock you down. It's a way to insult you. It's a way to say, oh, this person ain't real. I'm saying this to let y'all know. So I talked earlier about, look, outwork everybody. When you outwork everybody, a lot of your people are going to betray you. And you could be all shocked and like, oh my God, how could they do this? Nah, they will do it. It will happen. Michael Jordan. That was the big knock against Michael Jordan. How come you don't get political? How come you don't say the stuff? How come? That's literally what they did against Michael Jordan. And that's the play they just try to do. You look at, in fact, I'm just going back to not the Steve Harvey, well, I just said it. I said that was a Freudian slip. Steve Harvey, big, made it, Family Feud, got all this stuff going on. This is the king of comedy. I mean, this is Steve Harvey with the black high top fade with them old suits on. This is Steve Harvey. It don't get more black comedian than Steve Harvey. He got successful. Started hovering around that ownership level. Miss Universe money. Oh, I heard he went down there and met with Donald Trump. That was the play. That was the play from the culture to get to Steve Harvey. Oh, I heard him and Trump be playing golf together. I heard. We literally just saw them try to do that with Steve Harvey. Fast forward, those who watch the roast. And again, this is all top of my head. Ain't no notes. I'm just talking to my friends here. Another play. Oh, he joined the Illuminati. They'll come up with something. As we watch the roast of Kevin Hart, what was the big thing? The number one thing Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart got insulted for. You went out and messed with them Saudi Arabians. You was over there in Saudi Arabia. You was out there with them Saudi Arabians. That's what we do. When you get a little bit too big, when you rise and grind, and when you get a little bit too big for your bridges, they're going to try to knock you down. It's going to either be you gay or you Republican or you just a sellout. Like I say this. I look you dead in the camera. Yeah. I got too big. And I can say this because I can look any man in the eye and say, yeah, I got too big for y'all. The black cigar content creators, they don't F with me. And they could probably tell you, themselves, they don't F with me. Was it something I did? Was it something I said? Was it, did I sell out? No, I just got too big. If you get too big, folks don't mess with you. I mean, that's just and everything I say, I always put it out there to be like, all right, well, and I say this because we all know everybody gonna watch this and see it. And I always say, all right, well, if I say something wrong, then tell me where I'm wrong. I got too big. I was everybody's friend around, 7,000-8,000 subscribers. I just got too big. And now they're like, oh, and I'm not even big, but if you carry yourself in a certain way, achieve a certain level of success, that's what comes with it. And so whether you think what I'm saying is right, it's what's happening with Stephen A. Smith. That's why all your blackity black, your Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, all your real hardcore brothers, they can literally look in the camera, even though Stephen A. Smith done put them on, covered them for years, protected them for years. They can look you in the camera and say, yeah. And that's what Matt Barnes said. Matt Barnes says, Stephen A., black people don't F with you. That's what happens if you get a little too big. So make sure y'all look. We got 2 more to cover. I'm gonna light up my second cigar. Y'all just watching and enjoying. Make sure you are engaging. Make sure you're hitting like. And this is why I said I got to filter the channel. I gotta filter the live. So we can just have these kind of conversations, because I guess you can say I've seen too much, and I guess you can say done too much. Maybe I'm just too old. I'm too old to not say it. Every time I see something, I'm like, and I'll tell you this, listen. Because I think you always understand where you are until you see it. Because I remember, when I started, I'm like, yeah, I'm just another black guy that smokes cigars. Yeah. There's other channels. Let me just hop on their channel and see what's up. And yeah, support them. And that was okay until my channel just got too big. And then I realized that, okay, yeah. Like I was the sellout all of a sudden. And I'm like, dang, what'd I do? What I do is tell people buy affordable cigars and here's the cigars I like. But I realized it had nothing to do about the content. And that's a lesson again to that young man watching this. When it hits you, you're gonna be like, and it'll also even happen in your own family. It's gonna happen to you. I just don't want you to be all shocked and be like, "Oh my God, I didn't know." Yeah, now you know. That's just how it works. Yeah, Matt Barnes. All right, and again, it's so funny because all right, Matt Barnes. I mean, seriously, Matt Barnes. So as we continue, again, make sure y'all engaging. I want to, again, my frat brother, he went on Cam Newton. In fact, his book is called Straight Shooter. And I just want to talk about what he talk about. He talk about just getting it out of the mud. The man ain't hurt nobody. He ain't did nothing wrong. He just outwork everybody. When he signed a big contract, now everybody got a problem with Stephen A. That's how this thing works.
He look at all his boys. That's why I fuck with him. He was testing me. Because my point to you is, all this shit now, Stephen A, make a little paper. Stephen A dressed a little nice, suited down at Tom Ford. Stephen A driving the Range or whatever. Stephen A this. Nah, before all of that, what was I? That is how I built my career. In other words, what I'm saying is, I've never hid. I've always been there. I've always been me. Everybody else changed as they saw me climb. You want to act like I'm on First Take and that's how I got my name. Nah, I got my name because I was at the Philadelphia Inquirer and the New York Daily News before that. I got my name because I was at CNN-SI. I never even heard of that. CNN/Sports Illustrated had their own sports department. I was the one that helped originate that. Covering NBA on Sunday mornings. Went from there to Fox Sports. Best Damn Sports Show wanted me. I didn't want to do that, so they hired John Sally. I did the National Sports Desk, Best Damn Sports Show. Me and my man Kevin Frazier from Entertainment Tonight. He was the host. Went from there to ESPN. Everybody acted like First Take came along. That's how I made my bones. Do your homework. I've been doing this shit, and I ain't changed. Go back and look at my columns. They wanted to tease. I was on the basketball team and wrote that the coach needed to retire.
Let me know. Let me know. What do you think about what Stephen A just said? The man says, look, I earned my spot. I'm here because I'm here. Now, the sad thing is I can't hear it as I played it, but I'm watching the passion. I literally cannot hear it. I think you guys can hear with what I'm playing on the video. I don't know why I can't hear it. I gotta go mess with the settings or something. Or maybe it just doesn't let me hear it, so it's not feedback. But I think he said something along the lines of, look, man, I earned this. I'm supposed to be here. I made it. I put the work in. I rise and I grind. It's supposed to be a quick Tuesday timeout. It's Tuesday. I want to play this last segment for y'all. And as I was watching this interview, and yes, I've engaged with Stephen A, different fraternity kind of events and those kind of things. Who he is, you see him on TV, you read his publication, you read his books. It is who he is. People say, oh, he's trying to go political. He's trying to... That's just the play people make. The biggest knock people trying to put on Stephen A is, and they will literally say it, he's friends with Sean Hannity. He's friends with Bill O'Reilly. He's The man just worked. The man just worked. Let's engage. My friend says, and again, I'm cool. Listen, I want us to have these conversations because this is what we do when we sit down for real and have real engaging conversations. And so I've lit up my second cigar. I'm smoking this Oliva Series V Milanio. If you know the channel, you know this how I like to just end my day. This is a great second cigar. I mean, well, it's an amazing cigar, but in the little Robusto size, I smoked his big brother, the Oliva Master Blend 3 earlier. Really enjoyed that. It was a little plugged. If I had my little tool, I could have cleared it. But now I'm smoking this, and it's just smoking like a charm. Just drinking some root beer. It's a Tuesday night. Drinking some water. Not drinking any alcohol, because it's a Tuesday night. We just having some conversation. Stephen A says, look, man, success is earned. I don't think a lot of people had anything to say about Stephen A when he was just getting it out the mud. When he was writing stories for Philadelphia, whatever their newspaper is, nobody had a problem. Stephen A was always looked at as, oh, he like black, he like a brother, he talk real black. And we liked him for it. But then he got big. Growing up, for those, well, you remember, I think his name was Shane Scott on ESPN. Shane Scott would talk and, use terminology we could, vibe with. Brothers can listen to him like, oh, yeah. And then after, I think Shane Scott died, Stephen A just became that guy. He was like the black guy, the black sports guy. And I think a lot of people just want him to stay in a lane. And he didn't. He just kept climbing. And you saw him with Skip Bayless, and it was understood. Skip is the star. Stephen A is the co-host. But then we started to realize that, Stephen A is the man. And now he is the man. And now we feel some kind of way about him. But again, as my brother says, his ego is too big, and that's the real problem. You see, I disagree. I don't see it as his ego's too big because, like he said at the start, and anyone that's been following, he always been like that. That's Stephen A. He always been with a big ego. Ain't nothing changed. The only thing changed is now we all know what his contract is. We know he just got paid. So I don't think his ego has changed. All the man does is put people on. And so all the people you see, and let's be honest. Kendrick Perkins, I'm not dissing another brother, but I'm just saying, I think Stephen A has certainly supported Kendrick Perkins, given him a big spot. Stephen A has done that. He's done that with Cam Newton. He does that with Ryan Clark. He does that with everybody. All the people that he bring on with the Molly Curran and just everybody. It seems like if he sees some talent in you, he's gonna give you a spot. He's gonna let you do your thing. Yeah, Stuart Scott. And here's the thing I think about. If Stuart Scott hadn't passed away, what would we be saying about Stuart Scott right now? I think the same thing. The same thing we're saying about Stephen A, because that's all that happened. Stuart Scott passed away. Stephen A became the man, put everybody on, give everybody a platform, bring everybody on his show, give everybody a chance. I was even going to do a whole show, but I was like, okay, it ain't going to work because people may not know what I'm talking about. He just had Cameron on. Give him a whole segment. Cameron the rapper. I mean, Cameron is my guy. I like Cameron. Cameron is the guy who went on CNN, and you could probably YouTube this. Cameron was trolling one day. They did an interview with him on CNN. And he just spent the whole interview just promoting, like, I think it's called Horsepower, some kind of sex drink he had. And it was funny. It was hilarious. He went on CNN and trolled CNN. So after that, the network said, we ain't never letting Cameron come back on again. Stephen A. went to bat for him and said, Cameron, I'm going to give you a shot. Cameron went on there, did an amazing job just the other day. That's all Stephen A. does. Giving people a chance. Not just black guys, women. If you watch ESPN now, it's just women. These are women he put on. White guys. Black guys, older guys. I mean, Mad Dog. So Stephen A. has just helped people out. Why am I doing the whole show? Well, I mean, yeah, he's my frat brother too. I think he's a pretty solid guy. But even if you whether you like him or dislike him, I think the thing you gotta look at and say, I see a play here. I just see a guy that's working really hard. Ego, no ego. I just see a guy just work really hard. We always knew who he was, but now that he is so big, now we got a problem with it. We got a problem with him now. And all I'm saying is we can do the same play. At some point, we got to see the play. Kevin Hart could be Kevin Hart. He can be selling out arenas. The Series 3 Millennial smoking so good. I mean, it's just a wonderful cigar. Like, I don't know why I'm so surprised. I've been smoking it for like 10 years now. Every time I smoke one, I'm like, this is a great cigar. This is an amazing cigar. Kevin Hart could be doing all kind of stuff. I think the world wants to just put you in a box. Say, Kevin Hart, be funny. That's it. Do movies. When Kevin Hart starts saying, look, I want to have a production company. I want to do more. All of a sudden, it's going to be something. All of a sudden, it's going to be some kind of attack. Stephen A. Let's see what the people saying. Again, I want y'all to engage. And look, y'all been having me sitting here talking about an hour, 23 minutes on a Tuesday night. Big Manny said, some folks can't appreciate the benchmarks and stations in life you achieve when they themselves haven't been in a position to achieve those things, or they ran from and avoided those opportunities. Last night, well, I saw last night. I mean, Sunday night. It's Tuesday already. I'm going to say this for Sunday's show, because I'm going to go in and talk about this. We saw Cat Williams. And again, my heart was just skipping a beat. My heart was racing, because I'm like, what is Cat going to say? Cat Williams, about to do the Kevin Hart roast. As much crap as Cat Williams didn't talk about Kevin Hart, I think, and as you watched it, I'm sure you guys all watched the roast. I mean, it was like probably the biggest thing. As you guys all saw it, it was the most humble I've ever seen Cat Williams. I mean, we've all seen his mugshots and all that. I mean, I'm not trying to bring up the guy's past. But I think deep in my heart, there was a moment where Cat Williams, and Kevin Hart has said this, I think there was a moment where Cat Williams was up there and he's like, you know what? This could have been me. I could have been the one, not just selling out arenas, but I could be the one with a production company. I could be the movie star, action and comedy. I could be the one, yeah, we can make fun of it and be like Jumanji, but yeah, 1, 2, and 3, right along, 1 and 2. I could be the one with series, with I think Cat Williams looked at it and says, you know what? If I hadn't made some mistakes, if I had gone about it in a different way, if I wasn't too concerned about what people say about me and how they feel, I think Cat Williams and Kevin Hart have said that Cat would have been the biggest. We all, let me know if you agree or disagree. Let's talk about this. Who's a better comedian, Kevin Hart or Cat Williams? In fact, let's do that. Let me know. Put that in the chat because y'all ain't been typing nothing. Who's better, Cat or Kevin? Katt or Kevin? Put that in the chat. Who's better? Kevin Hart, from a comedy standpoint, who do you think is a better comedian? Cat or Kevin? Put that in the chat. Brother says Cat Williams. And I'll even tell you, look, I said to a coworker years ago, I said, Kevin Hart, this is like after he did the, this is way back in the days, way back. Like when he was doing like Soul Plane. I said to a coworker, I said, Kevin Hart's the most funniest man in America. And he's like, who? I was like, Kevin Hart. I think when he did, I think it was called Laughing at My Pain. I mean, I always thought the guy was funny. But I always thought, he was a little limited, I mean, he works hard. He works harder than anybody else. He works hard. Gotta give him that. He's gonna talk, some jokes about his family, about kids. It's kind of vanilla material. Great stage presence. Bit of a, whatever you call it, where the comedy comes from your face, kind of theatric comedian. But, yeah, it's a little limited. A little limited. Messy Thrill says it's Cat. It's not even close. Big Manny says it's a wash. They have different styles. All right, okay. But I think most people would say, all right, if we're just talking about pure comedy, like if you had one day left to live and you needed to watch a comedian to laugh, I think most people are saying, all right, look, let me watch Cat Williams. He gonna make me laugh. Now what he's saying might all be wrong, but he's gonna deliver it in a comedic way. Now, is he gonna go too far? Yeah, he's gonna go way too far. But I think if we're talking about comedy, what's the point I'm trying to make? Cat Williams was there. We all saw Friday After Next. We know, we all saw the Pimp Chronicles. Cat Williams was supposed to be next. And he just messed it up. And I think you saw that in his face when he's standing there, with Kevin Hart. And I'm not trying to make beef out of it. I'm just saying, I think at some point a man's got to look within himself and say, you know what? I think Cat played to the culture. And again, that's part of this whole conversation. That's why I'm trying to talk, trying to keep it real. Cat Williams played to the culture. We love him. The culture love him. But he'll never be a Kevin Hart. Because I think to go to that Kevin Hart level, you got to say, look, I'm just trying to get big. It ain't selling out. It's just, again, I think shame on a culture that's going to limit you. Shame on a culture that says you could be funny, but you can't be the owner. You could be funny, but you can't own your rights. You could be a rapper, but you can't own the studio. Shame on a culture that says, oh, let's limit us. Cat Williams, the culture loved. Kevin Hart says, look, I'm trying to, and what did he do with it? Plastic Cup Boys. He brought all his boys with him. He brought the whole crew with him. Naeem, his writer, brought him with him. So I think we're seeing people who, the same thing Kevin Hart did, Stephen A. does the same thing. But sometimes we just don't like that. Last thing I'll say, on a Tuesday timeout. Make sure you're watching the content. Again, I'm dropping a video tomorrow entitled Cigars for the Apocalypse. So, hey, I'm creative. I'm a creative thinker. And then I'll drop another video probably on Thursday, about, I think, most underrated cigars. We're bringing you the content. If you watch it, make sure you subscribe, because my lives, I'm going to leave it up for a second, then it's going to come down. And then in the future, it's only going to be for subscribers, because I want us to truly have conversations. We're going to end it with this. We're going to end it with this. It says, Cat didn't want to subject himself to some of the humiliation plays that Kevin did. Cat was next up. Didn't want to play the game. And that's something we say, and I think we could dive into that. But let me just throw back this question. Is that a real thing? I know, okay, someone said earlier, they'll attack you and say you Illuminati. I mean, is that real? Or is that just what we say when, because they also just say you're gay. Then they'll say you Republican. And then they'll say you Illuminati. I mean, remember who was it? Corey Holcomb. That's what Corey Holcomb said about everybody. Said if you get a movie role, that means you gay. Or you did a gay sex act. I mean, that's literally what we do. We make up stuff, and I don't think it's real. I don't think Kevin Hart had to do any humiliation. And again, we can have the whole conversation, because yeah, they say a lot of these actors, they had to put on a dress. Man, that's what they say. Is that real? I don't think it's real. I mean, I don't think it's real. I mean, again, okay, and we can even have that conversation. Is there a humiliation role? Is there, I mean, Eddie Murphy, I guess he wore, as the Clums. Martin as Shanae. Is it just comedy? I mean, Flip Wilson, dressed up. Would I wear a dress? I mean, no, because I don't think it's funny. An hour and 30 minutes in. Let me end the show. Just looking at something Stephen A. Smith said. Something that Stephen A. said as he did his interview with Cam Newton. We're here on a Tuesday timeout. Just giving you some entertainment. If we've done that, make sure you're hitting the like button. We bring you some hardcore comedy. We make you think. You don't watch my show and walk away like, oh, I just wasted an hour of my life. There's something you had to think about. I stroked some kind of thought. The dress thing is real. I mean, I've never been in Hollywood. I mean, I've been in Hollywood. I live outside of LA. I'm not an actor is what I'm saying. And sure, I guess if that's what everyone thinks. I think, did Richard Pryor wear a dress? I mean, I'm not going to say it's not true. I don't think it's a big deal. Would I wear a dress? No, I'm not wearing a dress. I mean, why would I wear a dress? Do I think every comedian that has put a dress on, sold out, or is doing something for the Illuminati? I mean, another one of my frat brothers is Ricky Smiley. I mean, I don't think I just thought it was a bit that he used to do. Just thought it was funny, but I can see why you would say that. I'll play this last bit for you guys.
All of these people that come and sit down and talk amongst all of y'all, have you noticed they don't do that shit to my face? Have you noticed they haven't invited me on? Matt Barnes, and I shouldn't use him as an example because we good and I don't have anything against him, but I got so much respect for him, I mean it this way. If you talking, because he's a brilliant brother, right? And you know shit, right? Well, how come you didn't invite me on All the Smoke? You got a problem with my issues? What issues? How come you didn't do that? Look, listen, Draymond Green has complained about me in the past. You can invite me on. LeBron James, do you know that I told them years ago when Rich Paul and them rolled up and was like, we gonna get you in the shop. We gonna get you in the shop. And Rashawn gonna laugh about this one because it was him that insisted on it. I said, happily, under one condition. No edit. Me and you, live, every word aired.
All right. Again, I can't even hear what I just played, but I'm just watching the emotion of Stephen A. Smith. Some people, you just watch him. I saw him go like this. I think he said nobody. Nobody. We say that you want success, you got to rise and grind. You just got to go get it. You got to work your ass off. You got to outwork everybody. It ain't about, being friends and no, you just got to work your ass off. Yeah. I try to do that in every aspect of my life. Work your ass off. That's the key to success. You gotta wear a dress. You ain't gotta wear no dress. Is there Illuminati? I don't know. All I know is work your ass off. Outwork everybody. That's my mantra. I'm gonna outwork everybody. That's what Kevin Hart did. That's what Richard Pryor did. Sometimes we don't see the years and years somebody spent rising and grinding. I mean, Richard Pryor didn't get successful because he wore a dress. All them years he spent just in the back of nightclubs telling jokes. Eddie Murphy didn't become a success because he wore a dress in The Nutty Professor, or as in was it Norbert? It was just funny. It was just funny. Eddie Murphy just worked his ass off. When you see somebody stand up and do Delirious or do Raw, that's because they done did it 1,000 times over and over and over. When you see a Kevin Hart, it looked like it's natural or easy, but that's because he done did it 1,000,000 times. He's not even thinking about it. As a preacher, and I could just say this, sometimes I find myself even performing a service, like just doing everything from memory, not even thinking about it because you've done it so many times. You got to work. You got to put the work in. That's why I can do so much content, because it's easy. It's easy for me to just turn the camera on, speak for 10, 12 minutes about some topic because I've done it, over 400 times. That's where the success is, by doing the work. But when you do the work, you're going to have betrayal. People ain't going to mess with you. Entire cultures will say, oh, we don't like him no more. He ain't want us no more. He got too big. He sold out. He gay. He Republican. He ain't down no more. That's what they gonna do. Stephen A. saw it coming, and he said, "Look." He said earlier, I played the clip. He said, "Look, for all y'all who betrayed me, all y'all, y'all can't come back in my life. Yeah, right now I got the same content creators reaching out to me, talking about, can we do a show together? We ain't doing no show together. Nah. Just like what Stephen A. said, like, nah, you loyalty is everything. The thing about a man that's rising and grinding, he got a memory. He know who was there with him when he was rising and grinding, or who did betray him. So Stephen A is the reason why he puts on RC and he puts on Perk. He puts on the same people because they was with him. He knows who betrayed him. But in the end, that last clip I played, Stephen A said, look, all these people want to talk smack about me. They got platforms. How come they don't bring me on their platform and talk about it? I mean, you got, and so here's the funny thing. I think he did All the Smoke, whatever it's called, with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. I think he did it years ago. Helped them out. Now they got smoke for him. Did they call him up and say, hey, man, we want to talk to you? Come on our show, share? Nah. What I learned in life is the people who talk crap about you is usually the people who just jealous of what you did. You ain't did nothing wrong. To the young man out there rising and grinding, you're always going to think is you. You're always going to think, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? Was it something I said? You didn't do anything wrong. It's just the price of success. Because we always internalize and say, well, maybe I should have been blacker. I mean, I literally have a video entitled Cigars Because I'm Black. That's the name of the video. Cigars Because I'm Black. I just say, hey, black cigars. Blackity black cigars. Black content creators, we don't like him no more. Why? I don't know. I just don't like him. To the young man rising and grinding, you're going to have to come to learn that it ain't you. You ain't did nothing wrong. You just got too big. Stephen A, he knows this. He knows he ain't did nothing wrong. That's why he knows he can walk up to a Matt Barnes and say, hey, what's up, Matt? You want me to come on your show? What's up, Steven Jackson? You want to talk? You got my number? Call me up. To everyone that's saying something, he already knows. He can say, hey, what's up? You saw up with the roast. Kevin Hart can sit there and say, hey, Cat Williams, you want to come on? Roast me? Come on, do it. What's the deal? Well, what do I do? What, I'm an Illuminati? What do I do? I'm gay? What do I do? Tell me. For those who rise and grind, we ain't got nothing to hide. And what you learn is most of the people who talk crap about you, they never say it to your face. They're gonna talk all the crap. They're gonna talk all the crap. And that's what he said. I think that's what he said in the clip. Hopefully it captured it. Where he said, look, he said, LeBron, you got a problem with me? I'll come on your show. Let's just talk. I think that's when you carry yourself with a level of integrity. And I also think the people who do all of the listen, ain't nobody that's really rising and grinding got time to be talking about nobody. Now, here's what we will do. Stephen A did this. Kevin Hart did this. We'll use it for the content. We'll use it to speak to an issue and to say, hey, we're not going to run from it because we ain't did nothing wrong. So Stephen A is going to talk to it and he'll do a whole segment and say, okay, Matt Barnes, you got a problem with me? My message on this Tuesday timeout as we wrap things up is to say, hey, look, just keep rising and grinding. Outwork everybody. Don't worry about who don't like you. They ain't going to like you. As soon as you get over that, as soon as you come to accept that, yeah, the people who you thought was going to rock with you, they ain't going to rock with you if you get too big. The whole culture might not rock with you, but you got to know who you are. You got to know and say, hey, look, I am who I am. I'm good with me. I'm comfortable with me. Whether that's for the culture or not, it is for me. And to me, the beauty of my life is I can walk up to any man, look him dead in the eye and say, hey, what's going on? What's happening? What'd you say the other day? And 10 times out of 10, those people ain't gonna say nothing. Stephen A, I think he's a legend. I think just by watching how he's playing this out, And if you're just starting, if you're, maybe you're a younger guy and you're like, oh, Stephen A. Okay. But if you've been watching this develop for the past 30 years, now you learn something. So I did the show just to say, hey, look, there's some stuff we learned. I learned. Hopefully you learned by watching tonight. The only reason why I share about my own life, my channel, this, that, and the other, is to show somebody, look, man, what I'm saying is real. All you got to do is look and see. So that's what we learned from looking at Stephen A's life. We dropping content this week because we outwork everybody. That's what we do. I'm going to do 2 lives this week. Drop like 3 videos. Yeah. That's what work looks like. And that's what leads to success. So we hope we've helped you. If we've helped you, help us back. Like, comment, subscribe. But most importantly, rise and grind.